Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime Making 3, and today I'm going to be giving you Part 8 of What If Naruto Soul was taken by the Shinigami. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Opened the Gate of Alchemy and awaken all of the abilities over an anime king, and enjoy that guys. And also over on Anime King 2, stay tuned for a brand new episode coming out very soon tonight guys. And if you're new, yes, I indeed have 3 channels: Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, which I post what if every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead, click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say we begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last part that we left off, as Naruto woke up in bed with Rumi, as they had finished the civil war. Yes, it was finally over. No longer had they to worry about constant chaos and destruction all around them. It was finally over. She couldn't be more happy, as her and Naruto had celebrated last night with many drinks, as they end up went into bed together. But that wasn't a bad thing, as she's missed him a lot. As she asked him what now afterwards, he told her he would come by every now and then to help visit, and not to mention him and his clones help, as they needed the help, as Naruto had a lot of manpower with his clones. But Mei asked him to do something for her. So with that, Naruto made his way out. There was many lands surrounding Kiri, as he found the one that he was looking for when he sensed the chakra. Making his way there, Utakata saw Naruto as he thought that Naruto was immediately here to capture him, surprised that Naruto found him because he's been keeping him down low. But Naruto's Sage Mode was able to find him. So with that, he fought Naruto before Naruto could even say anything. Realizing that he was at a complete disadvantage, he entered into his tail beast form, as he realized that Naruto was much stronger than he thought. But that would not disturb Naruto, as Naruto entered into Sage Mode. And the battle didn't last too long, as Naruto was able to put him down rather easily, as he knocked him out cold. After which he woke up, struggling as he could not find his chakra, as Naruto told him he sealed it off, as he's acting crazy. Utakata asked him what he wanted, as Naruto told him what happened, and that the war was finally over. He didn't have to fight his own people anymore. He was happy to hear that, as Naruto convinced him to come back with him. So Kiri at least got back one of their Jinchurikis. Some time passed as the group was finally returning back to Konoha, as they spent some time there helping the citizens, as Shizune showed a lot of different medical expertise and how they could perform their way of healing. Kakashi helped out, but he wasn't always that often. So as the group was making their way back, they ran into 2 Akatsuki members. They said 2 that were told to scout the area, but they had no chance to get the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, as it was Kisame and Itachi. Itachi refused to look at Naruto. He refused to look him in the eyes. As Naruto spoke to him, Kakashi took on Kisame as Shizune moved back. Naruto summoned one of his Thunderbirds as they went to help Kakashi. Itachi and Naruto faced off as Naruto asked him why. Itachi told him that he did it for power. He's been dead a long time now. The world has changed. It is not what he left that he came back to see. As Naruto told Itachi that he would stop him right here and now. Itachi told Naruto that he has grown. It is not like before, when he used to be able to knock him around that easily. as he activated his Monkey the Sharingan, knowing that he was in for the fight of his life. But the moment they had made contact, Zetsu had informed the masked man. So with that, Obito had sent Deidara to cause chaos as he faced Naruto. As Naruto phased right through him, seeing the way he moved. Obito did not claim near the fight though, as he just buy Itachi and Kisame some time to retreat, which they immediately did. As it wouldn't last if they were to fight Naruto right here. They would lose, and Obito knew that for a certain after all. He knew exactly who Naruto was, seeing him fight firsthand when they were younger. And now he must have gotten even more powerful, judging by the way he carried himself. So he was not someone to take lightly. He went and he spoke to Nagato about this, not to mention the loss of the Three Tails. Now, they had to wait at least 3 years before the beast has reformed. So that is gonna buy the other villages some time. And not to mention with Konoha and the Sand rebuilding their relationship, they would have Konoha to worry about if they went after the Sand Jinchuriki. So that was a bit problematic, as Naruto came back and he reported to Minato. After which he made his way back to the monument as he stood there, his mind conflicted with several thoughts until Kurenai found him and she knew this is where he was. She knew his places though, as she told him that she wanted his help with something regarding her genjutsu art. As Naruto made a joke, saying people would talk seeing them together so much, as she merely laughed it off. So yeah guys, basically that's where we left off. You guys can switch across the place of yourself. So just to begin this new episode, remember to go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Opened the Gate of Alchemy and awaken all the abilities, and also stay tuned for a brand new episode coming over and making 2, which I hope you guys enjoy. So yeah, without further ado, what is to begin this new episode? Let's get right into it guys. We begin this episode on Training Ground 7, as Mito had a leaf in her hand. She applied chakra as the leaf split. Sasuke was next as he held out his leaf. The center started to burn as it created a perfect circle, none of the ends being burned or even touched. "Good job you two," said Naruto. "It seems you made good on your promise," said Naruto. Sasuke was actually smirking. It was hard, incredibly hard, but they had managed to done it in a short amount of time that Naruto gave them until he got back. As Mito was smirking as well. "Now on to the next step," said Naruto. Before he could say anything else, Jiraiya appeared on the scene. It seems things are coming along well here," he said. "Erasenin," said Mito. As Naruto chuckled at that name. "Well, at least they know of your nature." As Jiraiya smirked contently, as he did not mind it one bit. "What's the next step?" said Sasuke, interrupting. "Before that," said Jiraiya, "Naruto, you need to come to the office with me. There's something important we have to talk about." The two kids frowned at that. "I'll be right back," said Naruto. "When I get back, I'll teach you the next step, okay?" The both of them nodded. "For now," said Naruto, "here's what I promise." As he tossed Sasuke a scroll before he tossed Mito a scroll as well. "Start working on those." With that, he flashed away with Jiraiya, leaving them. Sasuke opened the scroll and saw that it was a lightning technique that he promised to teach him once he got back. If he had completed the step that he left for him, and inside Mito's there was a win technique, as both techniques were B rank. As she didn't have that much technique in her arsenal, but she had a few, but this is definitely gonna help. "You know, we should replace him with Kakashi Sensei, and make him become our sensei." "You're telling me," said Sasuke. "I mean, look at Sakura. She's even coming along well as well." As the both of them glanced towards Sakura, who was currently in a tree. As she was standing upside down, she had 10 leaf on her arms, 5 on each. Her eyes were closed as her hand was locked in a meditative position. As she removed one leg from said tree and had one leg sticking onto the bark, showing how much control she had over her chakra, with the leaf still floating on her. As her eyes were closed, she was coming along well. Meanwhile, at the office, as Naruto and Jiraiya arrived on the scene, my informants has informed me that the Akatsuki will start to move in 3 years, and then they will start to hunt the tail beast once again. "Is it because of the death of Yagura?" said Naruto. "It will take a while for the three tail to be reformed." "Well, I guess you buy us some time," said Minato. "We have 3 years and then they will be coming after us." Jiraiya wanted to take Mito on a training trip, so that she'll be able to control the power of the fox, but it seems like you're better in that regard after all. You do possess half of the fox. which you're currently in contact with. Naruto glanced towards Jiraiya. While I'm a bit bummed out that I won't be able to teach my goddaughter. Still, she's already a Toad Summoner and she will still become the next Toad Sage. Once you're done training her, I'll take her to Mount Miyaboku so that she can learn Sage Mode. But you would be a big help in teaching her how to control the power of the fox. Well, I don't mind, said Naruto. I will also be taking Sasuke as well. As you can see, I have the perfect nature for him, and not to mention, I know as much about the Sharingan as Kakashi, even though I do not possess said eyes. And I have a few genjutsus I can also teach him, said Naruto. And I've already started him on his lightning and fire manipulation. As Minato looked towards Naruto shocked. And of Mito, he said, well, she's already completed the first stage of the wind manipulation. As Minato was surprised, he wasn't going to teach her that yet until she had become Chunin, or a bit older. But Naruto surprised him. They have already reached that far, he asks. The both of them are unnatural, and even Sakura Haruno, said Naruto, with her expertise over her chakra. I am already teaching her how to balance it before I give her to Tsunade. As Jiraiya winced at that, do you think it's a good idea to give the poor girl to the Tsunade of all people? I've already teach her how to enhance her body with chakra and show her the few basic steps. She's moving on to the more advanced steps. So once I hand her over to Tsunade, I'm sure Tsunade will appreciate the work that she's putting in. It will be tough, but I'm sure that she can do it, said Naruto. I see good things for all these kids in the future, said Naruto. Well, it seems like your knack of helping people has not gone down one bit, said Minato. Alright then, he said. I will speak with Kakashi. They have to be ready when the time comes. As of now, Sasuke has no chance of defeating Itachi one bit. And I'm sure, when Itachi is coming after Mito, he will want to face off against him. And I'd rather have neither of them dying. As Naruto nodded. Oh, and regarding Orochimaru's subordinates, we have gotten the location of all of the bases while you were out. It seems they have all been packed away and moved. Everything, said Naruto. Yeah, it seems like Orochimaru had a number 2 under his control. The bases have been moved, and the ones that we have been given, there are nothing there, no sign of life. Whoever this person is, it seems that they are starting up Orochimaru work once again. As Jiraiya cut in, I've heard movements that there has been several spotting shinobis moving around towards the Land of Sound. But given that that place is nothing but a big complex of maze and maps, we do not know exactly where they are. And it would be a wild guess just sending someone in there, being unprepared for anything that might be thrown at them. So someone is taking over for Orochimaru. And I bet he has trained this person personally. Well, this seems like it's gonna be trouble later on. But I'm sure once they raise their ugly head, we can handle it. While I love your optimistic, said Minato, I will be sending out envoy teams to try and scout the area. If I find anything, I will tell you. As Naruto nodded. Well then I'll be off, said Jiraiya. I'll be checking in to see the progress. And with that he made his way through the window. Let me guess. He's gonna go and peep, said Naruto. Huh. Well, you already know him, said Minato. As Naruto sat down. What's wrong? Said Minato. It's Itachi, said Naruto. Still thinking about that, huh? No, it's not that. There's something that he's hiding. Huh? Whenever Itachi was a kid, he rarely lies. So, when he does, it's almost impossible to tell if he's lying or not. But I've noticed when he lies, his nose, it twitches slightly. A quirk that I've never told him about before, because people never notice it. But, given that I have spent so much time with him, seeing that his mother was my close friend, said Naruto, I've noticed whenever he lies his nose twitch. I've been trying to wrap my brain to come up with something to tell you, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure why would he kill his clan, and why would he lie about it. As Minato went through hand sign, sealing off the room. As Naruto narrowed his gaze upon him. I know that something is up, he said. To tell you the truth, the Uchihas were not spending so well. After that night, when I faced that masked man, I knew that it was a Uchiha. At first I thought it was one of them. But as the years passed, There's been no sign of revolt or anything that they've been doing. I had Itachi kept an eye on them once he had joined Anbu. You hadn't spied on his clan? It was necessary, said Minato. I had to make sure that the village and everyone was safe. I spoke to Fukaku on several occasions. I told him that I know he would never allow his clansmen to fight against the Leaf. While stern and always serious, Fukaku is an honorable man and I trust him. But things were getting worse. I had gotten several reports that the Uchihas have been mistreating villagers. I had spoken to Fukaku about this, and he spoke to his police force. And then after a while it just stopped. And then, a few months later the massacre happened, and Itachi fled, never showing his face in Konoha. As Naruto glanced towards the door. You believe that someone in the village told him to do this? As smart as ever, said Minato. You and I both know that Danzo and the Elder Council does not like the Uchihas that much. But I'm not sure why would he go behind my back and especially slaughter his own family. I just don't know and understand that part. I've been trying to find him ever since, but there has been no luck so far. And with everything going on at the moment, I lost track of many things. Harrison assured me that he has nothing or have no idea why Itachi did this. But sometimes, I have this odd feeling. As Naruto narrowed his gaze, really? The old man of all people, said Naruto. Naruto, you and I both know that the Hokage is a title that means protecting this village. And we will do anything to see that this village is protected. Even if that means sometime diving into some darker arts that you wouldn't like. As Naruto nodded, seeing the look on Minato's face. But Itachi, said Naruto, before I was gone, he was loyal, more than loyal. Yes, exactly. Even if he was sent by someone to do this, he would not breathe a word. But if Sasuke finds out that all of his life, all of his hatred, was done to him because someone from Konoha ordered his brother to do this, well, you and I both know that that will not play out well. That is why I want you to find him first, and speak to Itachi. Out of anyone else, he will tell you. As Naruto nodded, I'll see what I can do, he said, when the time comes. For now, just focus on training the kids. We have time to prepare. Kami know that we need it. With this unknown person reviving Orochimaru's squad and using his forces and the Akatsuki and any other threat that is out there, and not to mention the masked man, there's a lot. As Naruto nodded as he got up. Well then, I guess I have to get to work, he said. Time skip. Snidely looked up from her clipboard as Naruto entered her office. As he had a smile on his face. What do you want, she said. Knowing that smile, he wanted something. As Naruto pulled out 2 bottles of sake as he placed on her desk, she reached out to grab them until he pulled them back. He said. Are you here to taunt me with sake, she asked him. Not exactly, said Naruto. As he pushed a file towards her, she took said file and looked it over. What's this? Her name is Sakura Haruno. That is a drastic change from her academy records to what I've noticed so far since I started training her, said Naruto. Well, considering that you've been here for a short amount of time, this is an improvement. Why are you showing me this? As Naruto pushed the 2 bottles towards her. That's just to sweeten the deal. I want you to take her under your wing and place her in your medical program, but not only that. I want you to teach her like a student, not like any other medic. Trust me, the girl is meant for greatness, said Naruto. She has impeccable control over her chakra. Her reserve is increasing by the day. Perhaps when the time comes she can take over as the new Slug Sanin, said Naruto. As Snedek stormed at that, as she looked back at the file. You're asking me to use my precious time to train a fresh genin who doesn't even know anything about the medical art yet. That is incredibly time consuming, and you want me to do that? As Naruto pulled out a seal out of his shirt pocket as he placed on said table. As he went through handstand before slamming his hand down, Snelly eyes wide when 20 large bottle of sakes emerge. And that's just the start, said Naruto, if you agree to take this project on. How can I say no to this? Fine. But you will bring me more sakes, she said. And this expensive kind, alone. I don't want the cheap stuff. I'm doing you a big favor after all, she said, with a smug smirk. I knew that you would say it that way, said Naruto. Don't worry. As long as you kept to a clean schedule and make sure that she's ready. You have 3 years. You're timing me? Yeah, pretty much, said Naruto. See you later, he said. Time skip. Sakura was at a loss as she looked up towards her new sensei for the time being. When he told her that he was giving her to someone else, well, she was down. She didn't know why she was special to be on this team because Mito and Sasuke was so much more stronger than her. Yes, she had a crush on Sasuke and all, but the more she was on team, the more she realized she was nothing but a setback. She always held them back, and it made her wonder why would Sasuke even look at someone like her. So hearing that she was being traded off, well, that's damping her mood. Until he told her to who. How did you get her to agree? Well, I promised to buy her a lot of sakes, said Naruto. And I mean a lot. She can be a drunk sometimes. Sakura didn't understand. Why would you do that for me, she said. Because, Sakura, said Naruto as he kneeled down, placing a hand on both of her shoulders. I see greatness inside of you. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So, are you gonna do your best? As she nodded. That's all I asked for. Sakura hugged him as Naruto patted her on the back. Thanks, Sensei, she said, as Naruto wiped a tear from his eye. It's so touching to hear. When a new form student called you Sensei, he said. Is he always this overdramatic? Asked Sasuke. Well, kind of, said Mito. What about us, Sasuke asked, ruining the moment. Naruto snapped his gaze towards him. You had to go and ruin the moment. As Sakura broke apart. Just you watch, guys, she said. I'll come back. And I won't be the dead weight anymore. And with that she ran off, going towards the hospital. As she had been training in secret to try and catch up with them, but they were just too far out of her league. But now, she was going to be trained by a Sanin. And from everything that Naruto taught her, she would be ready. Before anything, said Sasuke, I want to see how strong you are. As Naruto blinked. What? Yeah. I know that you're strong, but everyone around here keep on talking how amazing this and that you are. So I want to see it for myself. Me too, Uncle Naruto, said Mito. Everyone is always saying that you're amazing and powerful. Those that have seen you on the battlefield say that you're even more powerful than my father. There's always an argument about that. So, can you show us? She asks. So you want to see how powerful I am? As Sasuke nodded. If this guy was stronger than his brother, he wanted to see the gap that was between them. Alright, fine, said Naruto. Remember, you asked for it. This is something to strive for. Remember the feeling. And remember what you can feel for yourself as well, if you obtain this power. And I assure you, it will make you work a lot harder, said Naruto. As both of them nodded. Nothing happened at first until Naruto flashed a single hand sign. As he started to let his chakra loose, Sasuke glanced around as he felt the atmosphere change. A feeling settled over the area. It wasn't bloodlust. If Naruto had released his bloodlust upon them, they would be on their knees gasping. But this was much worse. It was his chakra coming out in all of its quantities. Sasuke and Mito dropped to their knees almost instantly. The both of them didn't feel any air in their lungs. It felt like their lungs were being crushed by an ocean that was larger than Konoha. The feeling was stifling. It felt endless, like there was no limit to it. As Naruto started to glow, his body giving off an electric blue around it. his hair spiking up, as his body was glowing even more, and more and more and more. The two couldn't breathe as they dropped on the ground as Naruto released his chakra. They started gasp for breath, sucking in as much as possible. "What was that?" said Mito. "That wasn't bloodlust. She's felt bloodlust before when they fought Zabuza, so she couldn't understand what was that." "You want to see how strong I am," said Naruto. "That was 30% of my chakra." Sasuke looked up at Naruto like he was crazy. What do you mean 30%? "Well, I wouldn't want to cause a havoc in Konoha," said Naruto. "So I had to keep it contained and at least show you guys something to work forward to." That's not possible," said Sasuke. "What do you... 30... As Sasuke couldn't find the proper words, not understanding how could one person be so powerful and have so much chakra. "They call me Limitless, remember?" said Naruto. "There is a reason why they call me that." As Sasuke's gaze was looking at Naruto like he was some kind of god, a being that he could not reach. But in his psyche, he felt the strive, the determination to push himself until he was stronger than him. Mito was feeling the same thing as well. As it put them on edge, it made them feel motivated to feel its power. And it was just 30%. They wanted to surpass him, and they will not stop until they do. As Naruto smiled, he saw determination in their eyes. "Well then," he said, "let us get on to the next step, shall we?" Time skip. Later that day, Sakura thought that it was a good idea. In word it was, but in the physical part it was not. As she was currently lying on the field, her body felt like it was broken because it was. She had several broken bones. As Tsunade's first test was dodging, being a medic she had to learn how to dodge. And let's just say Tsunade had a ball. A ball that was made with a chakra conductive metal. So she could throw chakra through it like it was nothing. And it hit Sakura several times. As Tsunade walked over, "Don't be so down. When I first started this with Shizune, she got a lot more broken bones. But I'll heal you right up and let's get back to it." Sakura swallowed thickly. If this is what it takes to get stronger, well, it was gonna hurt a lot, but she couldn't give up no matter what. Back towards where Naruto was training the other two, Kakashi was leaning up against a tree, reading his favorite book as he felt someone approach. "You must feel happy to give your students off to a trainer, so that you don't have to do anything." He glanced towards Kurenai. "Well, it's not a part of being a sensei, not having to put so much work in. But you also get credit for being their sensei when the time comes for them to reach their full heights." "You know that's a rather sad way to look upon things," Kurenai said. As Kakashi shrugged. "What are you doing here?" he asked. "I just came by to pay Naruto a visit." "You know, keep on doing that and people are going to talk," said Kakashi. Kurenai paused as she looked towards him. "Sorry, Naruto told me to do it." "What?" "You said it would be amusing. The look on your face, it is." As Kurenai's eyes started to twitch, as Kakashi raised his hand in defense, he threatened to burn my books if I did not. He basically forced me into it. Back on the field, as Sasuke and Mito were unconscious, they were exhausted to the point where they had fell unconscious as they just would not give up. As the both of them were lying side by side, as Naruto chuckled a bit before he leaned on and picked them up. Well, if anything, they were determined. He placed both of them at his shoulder as they started to walk. That was when he saw Kurenai. He summoned a clone and handed the clone off. As the clone took the kids and went off, as Naruto saw the look on Kurenai's face, "I'm guessing Kakashi did as I told him." "Yes, he's gone now though," she said. As Naruto looked around, hearing that soft tone of hers. "You didn't kill him, did you?" said Naruto. "And why would I do that? He's a friend of mine, even though he's a pervert who likes to read porn out in the open. So why would I kill him?" she said, her tone still soft and sweet. "Yeah," said Naruto. "So," he said as he pulled a scroll, "I was able to separate the yin half from the yin half." She shook her head. You just done finished training the kids. I'm sure that was a lot today. Being a teacher is hard. We don't have to jump right into it, she said. I never knew that you were taking on the responsibility of training Kakashi's students. Well, the both of them have something that I could teach them really well, said Naruto. So, I took the job. I shouldn't be surprised. You always love to pass your knowledge on to the young ones. Well, they are the future, said Naruto. As he sat down, she noticed the look on his face. She knew him a lot. Much like how Kushina knew a lot about him and the way he acted, and things that he did not say. What's wrong, she asked. You can tell, huh? Said Naruto. I've known you for a long time now, Naruto. What's wrong, she asked. I'm worried, he said. I have this looming feeling that I won't be able to train the kids so that they can be prepared in time. It's been rather hard adjusting back into things. So much has changed. And not to mention, something happened recently on my mission that got me to worried about the kids and my own mortality. You, she said. Of all the people to worry about their mortality, you that always jump into danger and battle, I never thought that you were one of them. Besides, you died for at least 12 years. So why are you worrying about your mortality now, she said, trying to joke it off. But she saw that he was serious. As he looked up towards the sky. That's it exactly, said Naruto. Dying is not an easy thing, but I don't want to depress you. She placed a hand on his. Naruto, we promised that we would stay friends. Friends speak to each other, and besides, we were more than friends once, and you know, I would be here if you ever need anything, she told him. As Naruto smiled, thanks, he said, placing a hand back on hers. The both of them paused. They noticed how close they were and their hands were on each other. As she separated, sorry, said Naruto. No, it's my fault, she said. So, what were you saying, she said, changing the subject. As Naruto decided to go along with it. I feel like it will be my responsibility to train these kids. Which it is, said Naruto. But, if anything were to happen, if I were to fail to teach them to be ready in time, anything happened to any of them, I know you, she said. You will blame yourself. Just like what happened with Itachi. You're still blaming yourself, even though you've been dead for the past 12 years. Look, I told you that because I believe that you should know the truth, and you were gonna know one way or another. But you couldn't have done anything. Because you weren't here, she said. I know. But I've known Itachi since he was a baby, said Naruto. I've trained him. I spent a lot of time with him. And the kid that I know is just hard to think he would do something like that, especially to his own mother and father. People change, she said. Yeah, you're right about that, said Naruto. They do. Out of everyone else, I believe you're the best fit for those kids. And they seem to be enjoying their time training with you. So don't sell yourself short. I guess you're right, said Naruto. As usual, you put my head in the right focus. As usual, he said. Well, that's what I'm here for, she said, giving him a smile. So, I don't want to be awkward and all, but, well, I was getting some things and I met up with Shizune. And we spoke. And you popped up in the conversation. Oh, I did, said Naruto. Were you guys talking about how awesome I am? In your dreams, she said. Well, she kinda told me about how close you were to one of your longtime friends in Kiri, and that you used to go out with her. Oh, she did, said Naruto. I'm not trying to make things awkward, it's just I don't want you to think I know about it and I'm like angry about it or not. I mean, I said we are friends, and you have accepted that I'm now with Asuma, so I don't see why I can't accept the fact that you're with someone else. I mean, I'm okay with it, she said. So if you want to talk about it. Really? You want to talk about my sex life, said Naruto. She paused. You had sex with her? Not that I'm complaining or anything, I'm just saying, well, that was fast. Well, I'm a quick worker, said Naruto. Yeah, you are. I know that from experience. So as I was saying, I don't want to make things awkward and all. If you were to find out that I spoke to Shizune about this and you thought I was kind of going behind your back, oh, don't worry. I don't think of anything about that, said Naruto. It's quite alright if you're okay with it. Then I'm fine with it. Good, she said. I guess we can meet up some other time for us to go over the genjutsu theory that I was talking about. I'm okay now, come on, she said. You can do a lot, but even you need your rest. I know it didn't take much in training those kids, but relax, she said. You have the time. It's not like you're going anywhere. As she gave him a smile, well then, I have to get going. I'm off. As she made her way, as Naruto paused, you can come out now, he said. As Anko came out of the bushes, with a smile on her face. Ah, you noticed I was there, she said. Yes, said Naruto. For some time now. I thought Kurenai was your close friend. Why are you spying on her? I'm merely spying on you both, Anko said. And why would you be doing that? Did someone send you, Naruto asked. Come on, me? A lapdog, she asked. Oh, I forget myself, I apologize, said Naruto. Oh, you have no reason to, she said. As she hopped up in a tree. I'm just merely waiting until you guys, hook up. She's with Asuma now, said Naruto. Yeah, I know that, but come on. You're like 100 the guy that Asuma is. And you two had the perfect relationship. You brought out something in Night-chan that no one else was able to do. Are you really just gonna allow her to be with Asuma know that you've returned? I know that you're not blind. I know that you see that she still cares about you, said Anko. Even if she does, said Naruto. Which she does, said Anko, interrupting him. As I was saying, even if she does, I will not come between her and Asuma. She doesn't want me to, and she's happy. 12 years is a long time, Anko. Yes, it is, Anko said. But you're back now. So what are you planning to do about this? As I said, nothing. Seems you've gone soft, Anko said. Maybe I have, said Naruto. I give it a couple of years. Perhaps 3 or 4. What are you gonna give 3 or 4 years, said Naruto? You two hooking up. And you're gonna do it behind Asuma's back. And why would you say something like that? Because you two think that you can remain friends when you had such a deep connection for one another. Trust me, that's not gonna happen. I've saw the way you two look at each other. The way you two greet each other, the smiles, the looks. So I'll be waiting on a scandal. And you're gonna have to fight Asuma. What? Said Naruto. Yeah, fight him, she said. I mean, he's not gonna take this lightly. Asuma is my friend, said Naruto. And Kurenai means a lot to me. I will not do anything to harm either of them. Yeah, I know you won't. But come on, look at you. It's only a matter of time before the girls in the village realize that you're single. And then you would have thousands upon thousands of cards, gifts coming towards your house. For fathers sending their daughters to date you, and even mothers coming to date you as well. You put me too high up, said Naruto. You know that I knew about your background before you died, right? On the things that you used to do, and the people that you used to do it with. I mean, from different nations. And who told you that? Let's just say I had a lot of friends, and not to mention, those friends thought that you were dead, so there was no point of keeping certain things secret. I guess you're right, said Naruto. So what are you trying to say? I'm saying it's only a matter of time before you fall back into that old routine. Or, before you get back with Kurenai. It's just which one of them is gonna happen first. As Anko rubbed their hand together. And this excites you, said Naruto. Of course it does. Your life is like a romantic drama movie. Contrary to popular belief, I kind of like those, she said. So I'm just waiting for the whole charade. When you confess your love and she does the same, and then you have your epic fight with Asuma. Afterwards, he realized that he stood no chance, and he bowed in submission. And then you reclaim Kurenai as your own, and you and Night-chan have 5 babies. Until Asuma rise once again. This time, he's now the main villain. And he's gonna become your worst nightmare because he knows everything. He then come back with a boost of power and returns to fight you at you. With the power of love from Night-chan, you give it all that you got and you come out victorious on the end. But you lost something like an arm or a leg, so you will no longer be a ninja. But you support your family the same way. Because of your wealth from your popular. bloodline running down in your veins. And not to mention, your sister is the Hokage's wife. As Naruto burst out laughing, as Anko looked at him as he just laughed, he dropped to the ground holding on to his stomach. I must say you've outdone yourself, said Naruto. Out of everything that you could say, that one really take the cake. As Naruto reached over and patted her on the head like she was a mere child. Good thinking, Anko. That would be quite the tragic love story. But trust me, that is not how things are going to play out. As he started to walk off, you just watch, Anko said. I'll be keeping an eye on you. You do that, said Naruto as he walked off. Now to find Night-chan, she thought to herself. I mean, Night-chan's my best friend and all. But her and Asuma, it might have worked out if Naruto was truly dead, but now that he's back, well, that needs to go. I mean, Naruto's a perfect person for her, and they need to be together, she thought. As Anko had saw how sad Night-chan was after she had lost Naruto, and now that he was back, it was only a matter of time. Yeah, Asuma might be sad about it, but that is just how the world is set. The handsome, glorious hero always get the girl. While Asuma was not that bad, but he was not the hero of the story, she thought. As she pulled out a pen and a paper, as she started to jot down more notes for the book that she was writing. Yes, she was writing a book on their tragic love. As she chuckled to herself and made her way off. She was gonna have fun watching this all play out. There would be tears, bloodshed, and war. But in the end, she was sure that it would work out. Meanwhile, that was going on at one of Orochimaru's old bases. Kabuto Yakuji, his master being dead, had taken over. Kabuto was now in charge, yes. He had recalled several others. Some of them were angry, pissed off that Orochimaru was dead. Those like Kimimaro and Gorin. Gorin had Renji and the others under her control. Kimimaro had several others under his control. Kabuto, on the other hand, was currently working on something. Something that he believed will help him kill Naruto in the future. As Orochimaru's notes on Naruto when he had taken his blood from the hospital were quite dramatic. His master knew that Naruto was a one-of-a-kind ninja. Despite many people might say the fourth Hokage was stronger or maybe he was faster, he was not. Even with his higher Shin, Naruto's speed far surpassed his when he was not joking around. As Orochimaru had been trying to find a way to work around Naruto blood, to use it to enhance his own speed, but even after injecting himself with the Namikaze blood, it did nothing. Kabuto, on the other hand, had noticed something. Something that he wanted to try, but he never said anything back then. Because he wasn't in charge, he was just a second-hand man. But now he was. That is why he took Orochimaru's DNA and Naruto's. As he was using it to try and create something, he didn't believe that this would work. But he was just using it. Because if this worked, he could create an army of super soldiers with unprecedented speed that would be able to rival Naruto and the fourth Hokage himself. But he needed something to tie together. So he used some of Karen Uzumaki blood. Because of the healing, genetic inner blood, he believed that it would work. At the moment though, the man was pissed as he used a long metal tube and smashed it through the liquid. As there were several components of tube with liquid inside, as he started to break them and destroy them. The liquid was supposed to simulate a woman's womb in terms of birthing a child to create a super soldier that will grow incredibly fast to be able to counteract what Naruto and Minato can do. Minato was virtually untouchable by Kabuto or any others that he had to throw at him. The whole land of sound could not face Minato, and know that Naruto was here, well, that was a bigger problem. So Kabuto had to find a workaround. But nothing he did so far was working as he was pissed off. He was about to smash the last beaker, that is when he noticed, as he looked closely, a smirk came on his face. Well, now this is interesting, he thought to himself. With a smirk, that was so wide he could split his face. He threw his head back and started to laugh. As he started to laugh some more. Well, let's see how this will play out, shall we? He thought to himself. Meanwhile, that was going on. Know that he was not on the hunt. Itachi Uchiha was currently sitting down calmly, as several memories flashed through his head of the teacher that he admired so much. Naruto was like a bigger brother to him being so close as his mother, as they were basically best friends. Naruto taught him a lot about life, as Naruto was the one that gave him that ideology, that peace was the best thing for this world. Without peace, the world would just be in constant chaos. So Itachi did what it takes to bring peace, because siding with the Uchihas would just cause more havoc. He left his brother to stew in that chaos. Seeing Naruto brought up so much dreadful memories, Itachi felt his literal soul being ripped apart. Tears came to his eyes. So much on his heavy heart. He had done so much, killed so much in the sake of peace. But seeing Naruto, it brought back so many memories. As he remembered a few words that Naruto told him. Perhaps the world is unable to stay at peace forever. But when you have said peace, hold on to it tightly. Gripped onto it, Itachi. I mean, think about Izumi. Itachi blushed a bit. Why do you want me to think about her? He asked. As he remembered that memory, him and Naruto were standing as they looked over the water at the Nako Shrine. Well, she can be a good future wife for you. Imagine it. Having kids, settling down. Now that is what I call peace. A happy life, said Naruto, where there is no war and chaos. So that is why I said it. If you do have peace, hold on to it for as long as possible. Because you never know when it can go away. Itachi's mind snapped back into focus as he wiped his tears. Seeing Naruto was bringing back so much memories that he tried to lock away for so long. They were starting to annoy him. He could not think or sleep properly. He kept his stony facade up. He could not break down now. He had chosen his path, and he would die by his brother's hand. And no one will stop that, not even Naruto. He couldn't allow him to. Once he died, his brother would be seen as the hero, for the one to kill the Uchiha traitor that massacred his clan. Yes, he just hoped that Naruto would make his brother strong, as he made him strong. There was no doubt about that, he will. So with that, his heart calmed down a bit, as he sealed back those memories away, so he wouldn't think of them. But he was not the only one, as Obito was thinking the same thing as well. Several flashes came back to his mind, as he remembered Naruto teasing him, and also Ren as well. He remembered Naruto teasing the both of them that they would make a good couple. But that never happened, because they all died. But somehow Naruto was able to come back from the dead. Obito knew, even with his Kamui, he stood no chance against Naruto. If Minato was able to figure it out and hurt him. Unlike most people, he knew that his sensei, well, his past sensei, was not as fast as Naruto. The Hiraishin might be incredibly fast, but Naruto's reaction time was immaculate. He wasn't sure if anyone in this world could caught Naruto off guard. The only way that you can do so if he was playing around with you, or he wasn't focusing, but because of his heritage, the Namikaze part of him, he seemed to have gotten a full dose of it. As he had explained it once, the world around him seemed to slow down for him when he was fighting. And Obito knew that would be his downfall if he fought Naruto with his Kamui, especially if Minato told him what happened when the both of them fought. So for now, he will have to keep his distance. He will have to stay away until the time was right. But he still needs the Kyuubi. So Naruto will have to go down one way or another. There is no going around it. He needs a Kyuubi. And he couldn't allow for Naruto to stop him. He just could not. So, they will have to be ready. But the only person that he thought that could come close enough in terms of power to Naruto was Nagato. And He wasn't even sure. What was Naruto doing these past 12 years? Was he training? How strong has he gotten? He just was not sure. Zetsu emerged from beside him. It seems the other nations are not taking the return of Naruto so well. Obito knew that was a given. Him returning struck fear into the hearts of the other nation. Yes, Minato was a deterrent, but Naruto was like a complete stop. No nation would dare to oppose Konoha now. Things are not going to remain stable in the elemental nation for too long. They're going to realize that Konoha was gaining too much power, and he was also getting too strong. It's only a matter of time before they decide to retaliate. He hoped that was the case, because at this moment it seems like he needs a miracle to get the 9 tails, or he will have to start a war. Chaos might be the only way. He did not know just yet though, but he had to start planning. He had 3 years before he made his move. 3 years. It might look long, but it wasn't that long. Back at Konoha, Asuma was sleeping, as he was in the same bed as Kurenai. They were over at her place. Kurenai was not sleeping as her eyes were wide open, reason being, Asuma might not have noticed, but they were sleeping together tonight and she saw something that frightened her. Well, it didn't scare her, but it made her start to overthink things. She saw Naruto. When Asuma came in to kiss her, she saw Naruto. When he caressed her cheek, she saw Naruto. When he spoke, she heard Naruto's voice. Kurenai was starting to panic. She thought that she could come to terms with her feelings and know that she was with Asuma now, but every time he spoke to her, she was hearing Naruto. She was seeing Naruto. This was becoming a problem. Asuma had been there for her the entire time, and she didn't want to hurt him, but was this right? For her to be thinking about someone from the past when she was in bed with Asuma. It wasn't right at all, but she couldn't stop it. Her mind, her dreams. It was becoming worse. Maybe they couldn't be friends, but if she stayed away from him, that would just make her want to think about him some more. She cursed herself. She didn't like this, but she didn't know how to make it stop. But guys, me and subscribe right here. If you want to see next parts, and do like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in social media platform. And also guys, go ahead and check out the other episodes and the ones that are coming your way. But I'm over now. See you guys soon.